Okay. Next element is called as the position element that we are going to cover here. So in HTML element, the flow one after another in the sequence as they appear. This is known as the static position. However, you may need to change the default position of the element. So when you are using any kind of images, when you are using any kind of division, okay. So if you want to change that position, we use the position and float. Okay. मतलब आप जो इमेज ऐड करोगे और HTML में जो डिवीजन ऐड होगा तो उसका एक डिफॉल्ट पोजीशन होता है, तो वो डिफॉल्ट पोजीशन हम चेंज कर सकते हैं बाय यूजिंग अ position and float element. The position is used to position the element on a web page. So there is a different position we're having. Static. In static position, element are positioned according to the normal flow of the page. Fixed. In the fixed position, element are positioned relative to the browser window. And relative. In relative position, HTML are positioned to the relative to the normal position. And in absolute position, element can be placed at the fixed position. Okay, so we go for one by one. So what is that? One is static position. In static position, element position according to the normal flow. Okay, so I will display here. Okay, now check here how the static is behave. Okay, so one is दिखाओगी इसको इधर दे दो. So one is HTML element. So here we are using style tag. Okay, so in the style tag here I pass a division. Okay, so I pass here division tag. In division I define here static. Okay, so here I define as static. Position is also static. Then border color, one color we are giving. Okay, so it is a hexadecimal color that we are passing. Hexadecimal color you can get from where? From what net you can get. So net through what you can get this information. Okay, you can type here. तो यहाँ पर आप अगर मारोगे HTML hexadecimal color format. So these are the hexadecimal color format we're using. This one. So this symbol you can take. If you write hexadecimal color, so these are the color, different color symbols are used. You can put over here. Okay. तो ये जो सारा कलर है, तो ये सब आप कॉपी करके डिफाइन कर सकते हो. These are the hexadecimal color we're using. Now we're defining the division style is static. Then here we define a paragraph. The division is static, position static. Okay, then here we are using paragraph. यहाँ पर मैंने paragraph यूज किया, और ये जो क्लास है ये क्या है आपका CSS का क्लास फॉर्मेट. ओके, क्लास एंड आईडी सिलेक्टर. तो डिवीजन में हम पर यहाँ पर स्टैटिक पोजीशन डिफाइन किए. अभी यहाँ पर मैं ओपन कर रहा हूँ आपका फाइल का नाम क्या हो गया, पोजीशन स्टैटिक. नाउ यू ओपन इट. The element is static here. Okay, so it is never changes. It is a division, and in a division what are the value you are passing. ये हो गया आपका डिवीजन. डिवीजन के अंदर में जो भी वैल्यू आप पास करोगे, तो आपका ब्राउजर जितना भी चेंज हो जाए तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, तो आपका वैल्यू वो स्टैटिक रहेगा. ओके, इट इज a position static that we are defining. Let me copy this code. Just a minute, I'll just copy the notes then. Okay, so let static is over, then I will go for the fixed. So in the fixed, what it will display, let's check here. Okay, so it is a relative. So in the relative, I just change the code now. Same coding I use for relative. तो रिलेटिव में यहाँ पर क्या चेंज होगा देखते हैं. यहाँ पर स्टैटिक था, सिर्फ एक चेंज किया, रिलेटिव हो गया. Okay, so now so I change here. It is a relative. Just a minute, I change the code. Okay, so it is a relative. It's just like what? It is position the element relative to the previous element. Okay, जो आपका previous content रहेगा उसको देखकर थोड़ा मतलब क्या है? It is giving a space. So it is giving a little bit space. It is showing you the division element has position relative to the first paragraph. Okay. The next example is what? और एक दिखाता हूँ. Next is fixed. So in the fixed, what it will display? Check here. These are the different layouts. Okay, so fixed element where using fixed means there is no changes. अब जो भी एलिमेंट यहाँ पर देखो, यहाँ पर आ गया फिक्स्ड आपका. देखो. तो इफ यू स्क्रॉल डाउन, जैसे कि आप यहाँ पर मैं थोड़ा छोटा कर देता हूँ और थोड़ा छोटा करता हूँ तो स्क्रॉलिंग के लिए जगह होगा. जैसे कि देखो, तो मैं स्क्रॉल कर रहा हूँ. देखो ये जो पार्ट है ना, ये चेंज नहीं हो रहा है. ये हो गया फिक्स्ड आपका. Okay, तो स्क्रॉल होने पर भी ये चेंजेस नहीं हो रहा है. क्लियर? गॉट इट रोमिजित, सागर?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fixed. Now this one is what? It is relatively saying what? So when you scroll it, then according to that आपका पोजीशन भी चेंज होगा. मतलब स्क्रॉल करोगे वो पोजीशन भी चेंज होता है, लेकिन फिक्स्ड में वो चेंजेस नहीं हो रहा है. Okay, it is a fixed position. Just a minute. Then next program is what? One is fixed, next is absolute. Okay, so what is that? How absolute is working? No check here. Absolute, when you scroll, again it is going on. It is a absolute path. Absolute means it is like a normal position. मतलब आप जो भी position define करोगे वही रहेगा, मतलब इस कंटेनर के अंदर रहेगा. तो यहाँ पर जो भी आप स्क्रोलिंग करोगे इस पेज के अंदर, तो ये इसका पोजीशन अगर चेंजेस होगा तो ये जो इनर पोजीशन है वो भी चेंजेस होगा. ओके, लेकिन पूरा विंडो के साथ उसका कोई व्हाट, इट इज नॉट हैविंग एनी काइंड ऑफ लिंकअप. विंडो चेंज होगा तो चेंज नहीं होगा. मतलब अगर ए जो कंटेनर है दिस वन, अगर ए चेंजेस होगा तो इनर पार्ट भी चेंजेस होगा. ओके, हाँ, स्टैटिक का क्या होगा? स्टैटिक का मतलब है पूरा विंडो चेंज होगा. मतलब आप अगर ऐसा कर दोगे, स्क्रोलिंग पोजीशन कर दोगे तो वो चला गया. लेकिन इसमें क्या है, इसमें विंडो के अंदर एक है सब कंटेंट, एक सब पार्ट, सब पार्ट में अंदर और एक सब पार्ट है. तो इट्स सेइंग वर्ड्स, अगर ए वाला चेंजेस होगा, मतलब विंडो चेंजेस होने से उसका कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. अगर ए जो पार्ट है, जो बड़ा वाला जो स्क्वायर जो रेक्टेंगल है, अगर ए चेंजेस होगा तो ये छोटा वाला भी चेंजेस होगा. ओके, मुझे एब्सोल्यूट पोजीशन.
सर एब्सोल्यूट टा कोटा हम बड़टा को कहूजे.
Absolute means what? Accurate. Absolute means it is a just accurate position you can give. That is absolute. Okay. So this element.
और रिलेटिव बोले?
Relative is what? It is relative to the browser window. Okay, तम browser window रो जति की position थी वो, से position ने से content शो करिवो. बुझिला?
आज्ञा सर बुझिले सर बुझिले.
एटा होची कोन? एटा होची विंडो भीतर एटा गोटे सब पार्ट, ए सब पार्ट भीतर आ गोटे सब पार्ट रहला. क्लियर?
आज्ञा.
Yeah, absolute. Okay. So float property is a HTML element to the left or right margin in a relation to the HTML element. It allows you to wrap the HTML element around the floated element. The concept of float property is similar to the magazine. Okay, जैसे कि आप जो मैगजीन पढ़ रहे हो और पेपर पढ़ रहे हो, तो पेपर में क्या होता है ना, एक जगह पर आपका पिक्चर रहता है, एक जगह पर आपका कंटेंट रहता है. ओके, अगर आप ए लेआउट डिफाइन नहीं करोगे तो बाय डिफॉल्ट क्या होगा, पहले पिक्चर आ जाएगा, उसके बाद कंटेंट आ जाएगा. अभी यहाँ पर क्या करना है, आपको एक जगह पर आपको पिक्चर रखना है और एक जगह पर आपको क्या रहेगा ना, कंटेंट रहेगा. ये हो गया लेफ्ट अलाइनमेंट. ओके, सिमिलर वे राइट में करने से क्या होगा, कंटेंट यहाँ पर आ जाएगा और पिक्चर आपका राइट हैंड साइड में आ जाएगा. So that the float property is used to place the stable element to the left or right margin. आप लेफ्ट और राइट मार्जिन में डाल सकते हो in relation to the HTML element. It allow you to wrap the HTML element around the floated element. The concept of float property is similar to a magazine where photo are aligned at one side and while paragraph or text flow from the outer side. Okay, so here we are using float, left, right, none. It set all the element to the left, right set the element to right, none specify that element doesn't float. Okay, so left means set the element to the left, right means set the element to the right, none means specify that element doesn't float. Okay, so that is having left, right, none. Okay, the set element to the left माने element टाको left रे रखिबो, picture टाको right रे रखिबो. Set all the element right, element are placed right. None means it is a none where picture is first, then after that content is available. Okay.
Okay, sir.
ଆଜ୍ଞା sir.
सागर बुझेला? ओमकार सागर.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ପୁରା ରୋବୋଟ ଭଳିଆ ଶୁଭୁଛି ସାଉଣ୍ଡ.
କଣ କହିଲେ?
ପୁରା ରୋବୋଟ ଭଳିଆ ସାଉଣ୍ଡ ଶୁଭୁଛି.
ସେ କହୁଛି ତା ନେଟୱାର୍କ ବହୁତ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଅଛି ଓମକାର ପଟେ.
ହଁ ହଁ ସିଏ କହୁଛନ୍ତି କି?
ହଁ ହଁ.
ମତେ ଲାଗିଲା ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଆଡୁ କଣ ଗୋଟେ ସାଉଣ୍ଡ ଆସୁଛି.
ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ, ସେ ପଚାରିଲା ସେ କହୁଛି ସେ କେତେ ଲେଟ ରେ ଆସୁଛି.
ହଁ ହଁ.
Okay, so this is the example of the float. Okay, then clear property, whenever you apply the float property on HTML element, the element after the floating element will be placed around it. This can be avoided by using a clear property. The clear property is used to turn off the float effect on the HTML element. Okay, so it is clearing all the picture from around. Okay, so both means clear the float from either direction. Left means clear the float element from the left direction. Right means clear the float from the right direction. Okay, so it is called as the clear property, means it is not having any kind of what left direction, it is clear, so that it is showing you some kind of content here and other content in the last. If you write both, then from the both end it is clear the element. Okay, that means कौन होगा ना ये जो element गुड़ा का सब तले शो करिवो. Okay, and आमे जदि खाली left लिखिबा left पटे देखैबो, right पटे देखैबोनी, right देखिले right पटे देखैबो, left पटे देखैबोनी. So these are the work of clear. Okay, so these two example I will give you in the next class. Then comes to the transition. So what is the transition and animation and transformation that we have to supply here? So my school, it giving a scenario. My school private limited is an organization that offer the web-based learning solution to the kindergarten kids. The organization wants to provide learning to the student in easy and interesting way. They make the student learn the concepts such as identifying the color, shapes by using various animation and transition. For example, animated activity help the student to identify the different color. For creating this website with animation is a complex task. So detailed knowledge of some scripting language is needed for this. However, CSS provide a easy way to apply the animation effect on the HTML element. So you can give a animative effect on the HTML element. It has the set of predefined property and the function for applying the transition animation. So let us discuss some various kind of CSS animation here. So what are the animation are available? CSS animation, it is provide a way to moderately change the HTML element from one position to the another. Okay, you can change the position from one location to the another. So that is called as your what? CSS transition element. With CSS enable transition, you can specify the duration of the transition property on which transition effect will occur. It's just like what? It's showing you one color for a particular timing, then another color has come. Okay, and when you watch some kind of serial and when the movie is telecasted, so it is showing you the directors, the producer, and the what some kind of movie important scenes are there. So it is showing you for the particular timing and it is goes on. Then another name has comes and some kind of picture has come. So that is called as what? Some kind of animation we're using. That the CSS animation we're using. Is provide a way to moderately change the HTML element from one position to the another position with CSS enable transition. You can specify the duration, means in how much timing the transition will be showing to you. Okay, so that is called as the CS animation. So in the next class, I will elaborately discuss about this property animation, and also I am showing you the float and clear effect. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.